Turin, May 28, 1898. A lawyer named Secondo Pia lowers a glass photographic plate into developer. He has just photographed an old burial cloth in the cathedral. In the tray, a face is surfacing. A negative should reverse the world. Light for dark, a ghost. Instead, a face looks back. No one has proven how it got onto the cloth. This is his actual plate. The first photograph of the Shroud of Turin, the night an old cloth became an open case. Pia wrote afterward that, shut in his darkroom, he felt a very strong emotion when the holy face appeared on the plate before him. A photograph of a negative reads as a positive, so the image on this linen is itself a negative, made centuries before anyone knew what a negative was. The object is one linen sheet, 14 feet of herringbone twill, carrying the faint front and back imprint of a naked, crucified man. The wounds read like a Roman execution record, scourge marks shaped like a flagrum, punctures ringing the scalp, pierced wrists and feet, an open side. Believers call it the burial cloth of Jesus of Nazareth. Skeptics call it the most brilliant forgery of the Middle Ages. For 6 centuries, this cloth has been on trial. The paper trail begins around 1355 in the French village of Léré. There, the family of a knight, Geoffroy de Charny, displayed it to pilgrims. In 1389, Bishop Pierre d'Arcis wrote to the Pope that the cloth was cunningly painted. He added that a predecessor had found the painter, who confessed, "It is the skeptic's strongest document," then read the document. It survives as an unsigned, undated draft. It names no artist, records no trial, and no confession has ever been found. On the night of December 3rd, 1532, fire gutted the chapel at Chambéry. The silver reliquary melted, and molten metal burned through the folded cloth. Doused and dragged out, the shroud survived by inches. In 1534, poor Clare nuns patched the burns. Remember those scorch marks. They will testify later. In 1578, the cloth came to Turin, where it rests today. Pia, accused of doctoring his plates, waited 33 years until Giuseppe Enri reshot the cloth in 1931. The same face developed. 1976, physicists John Jackson and Eric Jumper slide an Enri print under a VP8 image analyzer, an analog instrument that converts brightness into height. Ordinary photographs collapse into distorted relief on that machine. The shroud rose into coherent three-dimensional terrain. Brightness on this cloth tracks the distance between body and linen. No painting was known to behave that way. So in October 1978, the church handed scientists the cloth itself for 5 days and nights. The Shroud of Turin Research Project, some 24 researchers, 120 hours of direct access, X-ray fluorescence, ultraviolet light, spectrometry, tape samples lifted from the fibers. Their published conclusion stands in one sentence. No pigments, paints, dyes, or stains have been found on the fibrils. A second sentence follows. It is not the product of an artist. The color rests only on the topmost fibrils of each thread, far thinner than a hair, clean linen beneath. The stains are different. They soak. Chemists Heller and Adler identified real blood and reported no image beneath the stains they sampled. Claims of type AB remain disputed. Honesty requires the dissent. Microscopist Walter Macron read the same tapes and saw red ochre and vermilion, a painting. STURP's chemist rejected his finding. He left, and the argument never died. Their final summary closed with a line scientists rarely publish. The image is an ongoing mystery, which left the sharpest tool science owns. A date. April 21st, 1988. Before witnesses, one strip is cut from one corner and divided among 3 laboratories. October 13th, 1988. Cardinal Anastasio Balestrero reads the verdict in Turin. Oxford, Zurich, and Arizona combined to one calibrated range, 95% confidence, 1260 to 1390. Nature printed it with 21 authors and 1 verdict sentence. Quote, "These results therefore provide conclusive evidence that the linen of the Shroud of Turin is medieval." The morning papers needed one word: fake. Oxford's Edward Hall put it bluntly. Someone just got a bit of linen, faked it up, and flogged it. Be honest with this, because honesty is the price of everything that follows. The labs were competent, the method is good science, the 3 results agreed. So why is this case still open? The appeal never attacked the method, it questioned the sample. Every gram tested came from one strip, cut beside the raised corner, the edge gripped aloft through centuries of showings. Verify. Corner handling during historical expositions per period engravings. In 2005, Raymond Rogers, a Los Alamos chemist irritated by repair talk, set out to shut the theory down. He still held threads from that corner. The threads changed his mind. In Thermochimica Acta, he reported cotton spliced through the corner's linen, madder dye, and vanillin chemistry, unlike the main cloth. To Rogers, a quiet medieval repair, dated by mistake. Say the next part plainly, the repair theory is itself contested. In 2010, Arizona re-examined its reserve fragment. No dye, no coating, no repair, only minor surface contaminants. In 2019, a reanalysis of the raw data called the measurements statistically uneven, enough, its authors argued, to reconsider the result. Statisticians dispute that finding too, and in 2022, an Italian team X-rayed the flax itself. Its aging matched first-century linen from Masada. Critics answer that unrecorded heat and humidity can bend that clock. So the dating war stands in stalemate, and honest people hold both trenches. But notice what neither trench has ever explained. The image. Set belief aside and try to make this thing. 5 natural suspects lead the field. Take them weakest to strongest and let each one speak. Paint. Exactly as Bishop Darcis said. Against it stands everything measured since. No brushwork, no binder. Color 1 fibril deep, encoded as a negative carrying distance. Macron's loose particles never answered that. A scorch from heated metal. The fire of 1532 lets us test this directly. Under ultraviolet light, every true burn on this cloth fluoresces red. The body image does not fluoresce at all. A medieval photograph, a dark room, a lens, silver salts, a corpse hung in sunlight for days. It takes the negative seriously. But the cloth holds no silver, and history holds no such camera. A rubbing over a carved relief. Respect this one. In 2009, chemist Luigi Garlascelli produced a full-length, shroud-like negative with medieval materials. The strongest reproduction ever published. Then the physical exam. Shroud researchers answer that its color rides deeper than 1 fibril, and that it cannot explain blood reaching the linen first. The strongest attempt yet. Still contested. Like everything here. Strongest suspect of all, Rogers' own idea. A Maillard reaction, vapors from a body gently browning the cloth. The same chemistry that browns bread. No miracle required, but gas diffuses and diffusion blurs. It has never drawn a resolved face. So score the board. Negative, 3-dimensional, 1 fibril deep, no pigment, blood first, and a date drawn from 1 contested corner. No published method has matched every property on a single cloth. The nearest match for the color came from pulses of ultraviolet laser light at Italy's Enea laboratory, tinting linen the same shallow way. A few square centimeters, the shroud holds a man. Now hear the church precisely, because the internet gets this wrong in both directions. Rome has never ruled the shroud authentic. No pope has bound any Catholic to believe. She venerates, and leaves the science open. Standing before it on May 24, 1998, John Paul II said, "The shroud is a challenge to our intelligence." And carefully, since it is not a matter of faith, the Church has no specific competence to pronounce on these questions. On May 2, 2010, Benedict XVI chose these words, "The shroud is an icon written in blood, the blood of a man who was scourged, crowned with thorns, crucified, and whose right side was pierced." So here's where 6 centuries of testimony leave you. Either a nameless medieval genius invented an art no one has fully matched and left no trace of his method, or this linen wrapped a crucified man. Return to the dark room where this case opened. A lawyer lifts a dripping plate, and a face looks back. 128 years of cameras, chemistry, and carbon later, his case is still open. John's Gospel keeps one quiet detail of that morning. He saw the linen cloths lying there, and Jesus said, "Blessed are those who have not seen and yet believe. Go in peace, and be not afraid." And when you are ready for the case where the laboratory results came back conclusive, watch this next. Scientists tested the bread. It was human heart.